Hello everyone and welcome back to Sunrise Tarot. My name is Leah and today I'm doing a reading for the sign of Leo for January 2021. I hope everyone is doing well. As you know, this is a general reading. There will be some parts that do not resonate. Only take the parts that do and leave the rest. You may also want to check out your other signs as well. Please remember that I've already meditated on the cards. I've already shuffled the cards, and this is the spread that I have for you today, dear Leo. In the past position, we have the Ten of Cups, clarified by the Hermit. In the obstacle position, we have the Three of Swords, clarified by the Moon. In the present position, we have the Knight of Cups, clarified by the Two of Swords. And in the future outcome position, we have the Chariot, clarified by the Ten of Swords. Now, we have the wonderful Ten of Cups in the past position. This is a really beautiful card. It suggests that in the past you could have had a time free of conflict. For many of you, your childhood was a really stable, nurturing, caring time that gave you confidence and a strong inner voice. The Ten of Cups is all about harmony between the most important people in your life. It's the time when your heart and your mind and your soul are all aligned, having that trifecta, which brings emotional strength and emotional stability. A really great card to have in the past position, as it is really a strong foundation. Now, it's clarified by the Hermit. We know that the Hermit is a major arcana card. It's a card of seeking the truth. It is a card of seeking wisdom, and clearly this was someone in your life that perhaps was a grandfather or perhaps was an older a relative that has brought some wisdom to help you kind of be able to have and see the full picture, that sometimes life is not just about family and wonderful times, but it's also about being wise and looking at life from a wisdom kind of perspective in order to help deal with whatever challenges may come your way. But the Hermit in the spread does also signify that you need to, in the moment of challenge or a difficulty, perhaps in a relationship, perhaps at work or whatnot, you should look on the inside towards your skills and your experience. The Hermit points to introspection, to evaluating things in your life, people, situations, what continues to serve and what no longer serves. So the Hermit brings that very strong inner voice that guides us and realizes our potential as well. In the obstacle position, we have the Three of Swords, which of course is a unpleasant card that signifies betrayal or loss or grief, but definitely something that is not going as expected. In the obstacle position, the Three of Swords, is a card of perhaps not really establishing boundaries with people, and also kind of not feeling how others are feeling. And so, sort of being on the surface, okay, but underneath having a lot of emotions that are unexpressed and therefore kind of harboring pain that perhaps was not resolved. Perhaps there was an unfairness that has happened in the past that has not been resolved. And so that old pattern sort of repeats itself. The Three of Swords in the obstacle position suggests that you may not be honoring your feelings. Now, the divine honors you, so you should definitely honor yourself in order to kind of move forward. The Moon is a clarifier in the obstacle position. It is a major arcana card, and it is all about fear and sort of perhaps dealing with the unknown a little bit, not really sure what may be laying ahead, and so kind of being a little bit anxious and a little bit worried, perhaps losing kind of yourself to confusion a little bit. But definitely the Moon in the obstacle position brings out the fear of the unknown, the fear of an outcome. Perhaps there's too much attachment to outcome. When we get attached to certain ideas or certain thoughts, breaking free from them can be very painful, as as we see with the Three of Swords. So the divine here reminds you that the unknown sometimes also brings good things. It's not just about, about bad things, but definitely make sure that you work through the emotions and don't suppress them, and allow, and honor your feelings, basically. Allow them to be heard, even though they may not be, always kind of wonderful. Now, in the present position, we have the Knight of Cups, which is, a really nice card. He symbolizes a knight in shining armor. He could be bringing some good news to you in the month of January, Leo. He could be bringing an offer of some kind. You could find yourself in a situation where a new person sort of extends their hand of friendship, or perhaps even like a romantic interest, if you will. But definitely the Knight of Cups is a really positive card. He's not the most fast moving card, but he does kind of make relationships stronger when you see him. He does like to go on an adventure, if you will, so you could find yourself exploring things in the month of January. Now, the Two of Swords is a clarifier, and the Two of Swords is a bit of a difficult card because it's a card of indecision, or having to make a decision, perhaps as it relates to love or an important friendship in your life. You may find yourself not wanting to rock the boat. You may finding yourself making a decision that actually is of a cost to you rather than to your friend or a loved one. And so the divine here is suggesting that you may want to reconsider that decision. You also may want to search for more information regarding a situation or regarding a relationship to sort of make the best decision, because you do have the moon in the Two of Swords and the moon in the obstacle position, suggesting that you may not have all the information available to you to make a sort of like a really balanced decision. Now, in the future outcome position, we do have the Chariot, which is a really wonderful card. It's a card of victory. In the ancient times, they believed that it was, Julius Caesar coming back from battle to Rome in kind of a triumph manner. Definitely, the Chariot is a powerful card. It's a card of will and determination, and like really wanting something or someone and really not stopping until, victory is at hand, which, the Chariot provides victory. But unfortunately, it's clarified by the Ten of Swords. That's the little bit of an issue here, because the Chariot is like a vehicle. It's like a car, an SUV, and the Ten of Swords is like a red stoplight. It basically suggests that you may be losing control of a situation, you may be losing control of a relationship, but unfortunately you need to readjust your course, because the Ten of Swords is a really powerful no. It brings anxiety, it brings some gossip, some people maybe saying hurtful words, because of course we know that swords represent words. We also know that swords are a suit of challenges. So definitely the Ten of Swords is one of the worst cards, because it's like a death by 1,000 cuts, and it's clearly having an effect on the Chariot. So definitely in the combination here, it suggests that maybe you need to adapt to a slightly different relationship, or to a slightly different job project or something, in order to progress forward. Paired with the Ten of Swords, the Chariot could also mean that you may not be paying enough attention to someone who's really important. So you may be neglecting something that's really important, that may bring a halt later on for you in your progress, and kind of set you back a few months, most likely. Let's see what energy oracle cards I pulled, and we have Action. We have Second Chakra Archangel Ariel, Fourth Chakra Archangel Raphael. So definitely quite a few angels are being sent your way, suggesting that you're definitely going to need some support and some courage as well as bravery as well as patience. Now the action card is all about energizing effort, willingness to work. This card tells you now is the time for more aggressive forward movement. The galloping horses represent intentional and concerted action directed to your goals. This card indicates you are on the right track, but your determined efforts must increase. The divine here says that even though you may be working really hard and manifesting everything that is so important, you still more work is required to be put in by you, and it is required to be put in because the white horse is inner action of spirit and thought, and the black horse is the outer work that still needs to be done. So continue taking action and trust your intuition. In time, definitely there will be results as a proof of your hard work. Now the second chakra archangel Ariel is all about intimacy and creativity. This card, the second chakra vibrates in the energy of the beautiful angel Ariel. She sends a bright orange energy promoting inspired creativity and greater comfort with intimacy. When this card appears upright, it's urging you to get creative. Let yourself reach out into the unexplored areas of self-expression and new projects that may have a more creative approach. This is also a time when the energies of closeness with others and nurturing yourself can flow more freely. You can now open yourself to the emotional intimacy that may be coming your way. So nurture yourself and be ready to receive the affection and camaraderie of the resonant souls around you. And of course, the fourth chakra, Archangel Raphael, is all about love, compassion, and self-acceptance. Raphael extends a beautiful green energy surrounded by gentle waves of pink to your heart center. This card upright indicates that you now have a greater readiness to receive love from others as well as from yourself. It also indicates that a much needed healing from a previous broken heart is taking place. The tender vibrations of Raphael remind you to encourage yourself with a compassionate self-talk that you desire to hear from others. So basically, the divine honors you. You must honor yourself as well. Make sure that you are really kind to yourself. Take some time out. Also, make sure you meditate to shut off that white noise and, get away from that low vibration energy. Let's see what answers from angels I pulled. And we have a year from now, the situation will improve, and improving health. Really wonderful cards. Improving health is very much needed, so definitely you're going to feel a surge of power and you're going to feel stronger on the inside as well on the outside. Definitely things are looking up for you, Leo. And the situation, as the divine here says, will improve. You are going to see a lot of changes in the next 6 months that are going to encourage you, even though the Ten of Swords is not the most pleasant card. We do remember that it is in the clarifying position, and even though there may be some lingering effects from a like a Ten of Swords moment, it's going to gradually move away. A year from now is when you're going to see your dream and your goal come to fruition, so definitely keep an eye out for that. I hope you enjoyed this reading, Leo. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for visiting my channel, and I will see you next time.